Hey.
Hi.
It's Tash and Carly.
And you're listening to Motherhood.
Not as we planned.
So get comfy, grab a cup of tea.
Or a glass of wine, and let's start talking about all the things too many of us avoid discussing.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
And welcome to this week's episode. Just a reminder, if you are not already signed up to our Patreon, what are you doing with your life?
Nothing.
Go and sign up. You get a bonus episode every Monday where we really dish the dirt. And that's where we're going to be for the month of August. So do not miss out.
If you need that, fix in the summer, head over to Patreon.
Where we'll be. We're going to do a little catch up.
Go on. What's going on in your life?
Nothing that exciting. I feel like we're plodding along to the end of term at the moment.
Yeah.
But finally, I've had my cruise for the summer.
Oh, yeah. How exciting.
Yes, as adult only.
Is it? I didn't know that.
Adult only cruise, going Virgin Voyages. Me and my boyfriend going. It's a week.
Where's it go?
It's also the longest time we would have ever spent together.
Oh, make or break.
I'm either going to be in the ocean or I'll be coming up because even more loved up. But we are going to... It starts in Barcelona and then we go to...
Did you fly to Barcelona?
Fly to Barcelona.
I see. I wouldn't do a cruise. Like, it's
I've
not
never
for me.
done one.
Not for me at all. But if I did, I would definitely fly somewhere rather than like Southampton.
Yeah.
No, it's quite bumpy.
Couldn't do that, yeah. So we're flying from Barcelona and then we go to Marseille, Cannes, Palma and Ibiza.
Love that.
So, yeah, I'm really excited. Like, it's a bit different, but neither of us have ever done a cruise. But I feel like we're going to like it because we love, like, our city breaks and we love, like, we're used to doing basically a city in a day. We normally only spend a Saturday somewhere. So I feel like we'll either love it and want to do more.
I reckon
it's done.
I reckon you'll love it. So I feel like it seems perfect for you to, like, don't get me wrong, the idea of a cruise, I understand why people like
Never
it.
happened to me ever,
but it doesn't appeal to me because of motion sickness and
so this is what we're both worried about because we do both get seasick. But my parents go on cruises all the time and they don't feel it, and we are going to take stuff with, like, just in case. But yeah, I'm really excited. Like, it's just really exciting to have something. I don't know, like, the 6-week holidays is a lot, and I currently have the kids for a very high percentage of it. So it's quite nice that I've got that little bit of relief to look forward to selfishly, like, during the holidays. I think my mum's going to have the kids because, I think my mum's going to have the kids that week. Well, the middle part of the week, they'll be at their dad's for their normal weekend anyway. But yeah, selfishly, I'm really excited.
selfish.
It's not selfish. It's filling up my cart.
Absolutely.
And it's also, do you know what I've realised? Like, one of the things I've found and discovered since being on my own,
Since being on my own.
I love travelling. I love seeing new places. And it's so nice that I've got a partner who enjoys the same. Like, we enjoy the cultural stuff. We enjoy eating different cuisines and exploring, and
that's why I think you'll like a cruise. So I feel like it's very fitting.
And I feel like it's just, I've also been really recommended, like, cruises with kids because everything's there. So it would be interesting for me to, like, scope it out and see if it's something like I'll think about. But yeah, I'll obviously update you guys. What about you?
What about me? Nothing. I'm just sort of, like, plodding along in life, really. I'm still, like, buzzing from last night's football game. Like, it was unreal. Like, literally went out with a few friends and it was just really buzzy. Obviously, I don't know, I can't remember when this episode's coming out, so we'll know the result by the time. So we've got to the final. I've already organised a babysitter for the final because I've got the kids. And do you know what? I must say, like, I feel like I'm enjoying things again that I forgot how much I got, like, joy out of. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm just finding things that doing stuff for me on my own, not necessarily on my own because I didn't go and watch the football on my own, but I mean, like, because you're not having to think about what someone else wants to do or do it with them, and I'm literally just doing what I want to do. Like, I used to have a season ticket and watch the Spurs game every weekend. And I don't know, just getting back into like watching football I'm like, oh my God, like I remember I'm a fucking hooligan.
I'm a yob.
So no, it was just, I really enjoyed that. And like, again, like going to the gym, eating healthy, just doing me, filling my cup up. Obviously still have my kids and stuff, but I'm
missing out. Like I had a bit of a meltdown last night to my boyfriend just about other stuff going on. But one of the things I've really realised is like I am struggling with, I don't get a lot of time to fill up my cup. For me, like I miss being able to go and train X amount of times a week. Like, bless him, he's going to try and set something up so that I can go and train in the garage and have cameras to see the kids in the house. Where my garage is just a little bit too far away.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm missing that element of like, I do miss being able to go to the gym. I had a gym membership for a while, but I just don't get the time in the week to do it. I'm with my work and everything else. It just wasn't working. So that's really something I want to be able to get back into. I'm really missing that.
No, I get that. I do understand. And do you know what I think it is like, for me now, when I have my nights off, it used to obviously be a night that I would see my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I'm going to make dinner, like have a hot chocolate, sit on my like arse on the sofa and just like do me. Like, I don't think I've ever mentioned it before on the podcast, but I am actually writing a book. So I'm finding a lot of this time I'm doing that. So I'm doing it for me, but then it's also work, but then I find it really therapeutic and I'm just enjoying me time until I'm really ready to meet the love of my life. So yeah, that's my update. All fun and games and positive vibes. Should we get cracking with some emails? Let's do it.
Another one. No. Another 3.
What? Do you know what's really funny? I was about to say something and I shouldn't comment, but I know it's going to be the case. I was going to say these men, but we don't know. Okay, cool.
I can see the girl's name who's written it. Okay, cool. Guys, we do want more men to write in. Please write in. We're not getting any. Okay. Hi, girls. A bit of a long one, but bear with. I started following you ladies on TikTok a year ago after I finally left my husband the day after my 40th birthday. Your episode 43, I don't know what one that is, resonates with me so much. A month before lockdown, a 12-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 6-month-old baby, my husband stood in the shower and said he no longer loved me. Why are they naked when they're saying it? Is it like Dutch courage with their penis out? Like it makes them feel manly and like, fine, babe, you and me. You and me, buddy.
So I just imagine him standing in the shower, like holding the shower head, being like, I don't want to be with you anymore.
And he's willing hanging.
I'd be like, can you put some fucking clothes on you?
Put it away. He said the sexual side of things was not how it used to be. No shit, Sherlock. I've got a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old baby. Your sexual needs aren't my priority right now. I upped my game in fear of him walking out. Silly, silly woman. Lockdown began and something just didn't feel right. So I picked up his phone. It's so hard to explain it. I wonder if men get that same instinct. I'd be interested to hear any men who are listening who have caught their partners cheating. Did you get like a gut feeling? Like what made you?
Good question.
Yeah, I'd just be really interested. I don't know if it's a female instinct or whether it's just like an instinct for humans.
Yeah.
So yeah, right in. I'd love to know. As I sat and read pages and pages of messages to his ex from 20 years ago, who no longer lived in the same country as us, I had to hold back the sick. Dirty, filthy messages going back years, even before we had married in 2012. Sheesh. Hold on, it gets worse. His work phone rang and he was in the shower, so I answered it to hear a girl's voice, one of his employees. She said it didn't matter and she'd call him back. My woman's intuition kicked in. I looked her up on Instagram and realised they followed each other and she was half his age, a blonde, pretty fake boob kind of girl. She'd posted lots of half-naked pictures on holiday and my husband had loved them all. It gets better. I then realised that he'd logged onto his social media.
Really quickly, what are your thoughts on men liking other women's photos?
Not acceptable.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't understand the need for it. I think it's giving another woman attention, and I think it's disrespectful.
Yeah, I agree. It's a red flag.
It's a massive red flag. But actually, I think if you'd asked a lot of men the other way around, like, would you want your woman to be going around liking other men's photos? Probably not. It's the same. It works both ways. I think it's wrong either way. Like,
do you know what some men think is a red flag? Women who post photos, quite explicit photos of themselves, because they are trying to seek attention from other men.
I do agree with that.
Yeah.
I do sometimes. It's a fine line, isn't it? Like, what do you class as explicit? Is a picture in a bikini explicit, or is that just you on holiday? Maybe I shouldn't have posted my bikini pictures. I don't know.
I never thought that. You're such a red flag.
No, but has that made my boyfriend feel uncomfortable? I don't know. It's not something I've considered.
I mean, you're like with your
But I'm not
kids.
posting that.
It's like a carousel, like you with your kids. Like, you're hardly being like fucking provocative, are you? Like,
I don't feel like
I
I'm
say posing on a rock. I'm pretty sure you're on a rock.
But that's when I was with him. He took those
But you're
pictures.
dressed. You're dressed.
For something.
Anyway.
I'd be interested to know, is that wrong? I don't know.
No, I don't view yours as that though. Like,
Also,
do you know what I mean? I think when you go on a woman's Instagram and it's every single grid post is like her, like in different outfits and like really raunchy and like her boobs are out and like posing and pouting. Like, you can see yours is very much like family, travel.
But you know what it is? Like, even if I post pictures on my own, even if like the bikini ones, I don't view myself as a sexy person. I view myself as like this awkward, like I find it weird when my partner calls me sexy, because I'm like, yeah, I have to say that I'm not. And he's like, no, but you are. But I think the way I view myself is really different. Whereas I feel like when I look at people's pictures who are sexy and provocative, I don't have any like correlation or.
I do understand what I mean. I'm not saying that you're not sexy.
It's fine, I can take it. I'm not.
I just mean that I think the Instagrams that I'm envisioning right now are the sort of like, I don't want to disrespect, Love Island-y, the sort of people that probably get poached for that program.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sometimes gives off flags.
Yeah. Do you know what? I would never post like a picture of
someone that would put like a bikini or underwear photo on Hinge.
Yeah, and do you know what? Actually, I got approached to work with an underwear brand, and I actually turned it down because it's not. It was like about sexy underwear. I just thought like this is my vibe on Instagram. I don't want. It's just, and even if it's about body confidence, whatever it is, it's just not what I want to be doing on the internet.
Okay.
But I don't know if I thought about it like a bikini's the same. I don't know. Maybe it's something to think about. I've not thought about it. It gets better. I then realised that he'd logged. Also, can I just say, well, on my bikini pictures, I'm not there like holding it like, you know, like some bikini pictures you can get like,
yeah,
like mine's just like, yeah, like literally. Anyway, sorry.
I don't always think about it.
But now I'm stressing myself out that maybe I'm being disrespectful. I don't know.
No, you're not. That hasn't crossed my mind once.
No, it's never crossed my mind before. And I'm like, oh, is that like, I don't know. Anyway, think about that. Well, I don't want to be a hypocrite either.
You're not.
I want to be true to my core values.
You are. Okay. No worries here.
Anyway, it gets better. I then realised that he'd logged onto his social media on his work phone and hadn't logged out. I felt sick. Shaking, I opened his Twitter and there it was. Girl number 3, one who lived a few streets away from us, one who he'd told he was leaving me, and one they'd been arranging to meet in hotels together, but hadn't actually done it.
Oh, but at least he hadn't done it. Blue piece bad.
Like these men. It's the premeditation. Me and my partner were...
No, sorry. It's the fact that there's 3 women.
It's not even... It's just...
It's just all of it. You're a prick, huh?
Yeah. And it's also that he's tried to like turn the blame onto her and like made it about, you know, this. It's not just about say like it's not. It's you. You are the problem. Well, I flipped, confronted him in the midst of lockdown, called the girl who now lived abroad, as at one point she had actually been a friend of mine. She told me they had never not messaged and apologised that the messages had got sexual. I demanded he told me where the local woman lived, and he stupidly did. This was at a time where we could only leave the house for an hour a day. Well, good use of that hour. I placed my babies in their double pram and I walked to her house and banged on her door. I remained calm yet shaking. She told me she was also married with a 2-year-old and that she was sorry and that they had only ever kissed when he'd been to her house. I walked for 3 hours that day. You rebel.
Get those steps in.
I wonder if her husband knows.
I want to tell him.
I'm going to tell him. I never told my family or friends. Everyone was so worried about COVID, it felt insignificant. He begged, I forgave him and promised it was only messages. I was scared alone and frightened for the fear of losing my family. Lockdown went well and we seemed happy. I never forgot and it played in my mind every day and at times I'd just sob. Fast forward to 2023, my 40th birthday party, all my friends, work colleagues, etc. And boom, he got so drunk, he called me the girl's name in front of everyone. Oh, shit. That is actually mortifying. Like, but it makes him look so stupid.
Oh my God. Yeah. I've got no words. It's bad enough being called the other, like a different name in private.
Yeah. In front of everyone. Bloody hell. I took his phone and there it was. They were still in contact, talking sexually. I was mortified and everyone now knew and couldn't believe I'd been through all of this and not told anyone. I put my drunk husband in a taxi and I spent the night at a friend's. I returned home and told him to pack his bags. I love this energy of that final, it's the straw that broke the camel's back. It's enough.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. I also think it's like when other people find out stuff and you're not dealing with things on your own. And not that it is about other people's opinions, but I think it's a harsh reality of I've known for so long this is wrong. And
it makes it feel more real once people know, doesn't it?
13 months later, my divorce is finally through. It's been a year of firsts, a new me, hard times, financial hardship. I sought therapy and then found you girls also. My friends and family have been my everything and got me through it all. He now begs for me to take him back every day, but I never would.
Ah, what a fucking loser.
Last month was my 41st birthday and my best friends took me away for the weekend so I could forget the shit of
I love that. What great friends.
My life has never felt better. Thanks for listening.
Oh, I love that. I love that you're in a better place now. You've got good people around you. I love that he's begging for you back every day. I'm embarrassed for his life. Hope you're listening, hon. You're a loser. And yeah, fucking love it.
I think sometimes you have to get to that point. You, like we've said it so many times, like you have to be ready to leave. Like you have to get to that point. And sometimes you just get that wake up call where you're like, what am I doing? Like,
well, you know what makes sense?
Am I going to take?
Sometimes they say you need to stay until you hate them.
And do you know what? That actually makes so much sense. It's so much easier to leave when you just hate that person. I think, and perhaps some people it's just a lot easier to hate them, or it takes less to hate them.
It took me a long time for their hate to override the love that I had, but I think the love I had was romanticized as always, which I really like that I do far too much.
I think I hated him so much, so quickly, but on reflection, I think it's because the love was gone before it happened.
I know, I get that. But yeah, I think it's true. So they say, stay until you hate them so much, you're almost doing the healing while you're there. And I'm not sitting here saying, oh, it's cool, just stay, brush it under the carpet. But I don't regret how I dealt with things with my marriage, but I know that, and I've said it before, had I left sooner than being ready, it would have been a back and forth job. And yeah, like things happen the way that they happen, don't they? You get your light bulb moment when you get it, and you just got to roll with it. Okay, this is called A Fair Hangover. To Carly and Tash, can I start by saying thank you? Thank you for helping me get through the darkest times. When I found your podcast, it was like a light bulb moment. Finally, I found my people who know how I feel and validated my emotions. What a relief to not be on my own with these thoughts. I love that.
I can't tell you how much I actually needed to hear that today.
Good, I'm glad. There you go. Thanks, babes. My story is a complete cliche. I met my husband at university. We were together for 17 years. The first 10 years were fantastic. We had 2 girls who are now 13 and 10. He was my best friend. Looking back, I could see things deteriorated and communication broke down. He was emotionally avoidant, and COVID lockdown brought things... Everyone's talking about COVID today. And COVID lockdowns brought this into focus. I asked him to start marriage counselling a number of times, but there just wasn't the want there to get things back on track. Fast forward to October 22, I noticed a change in his behaviour. Always do. Out all the time, smirking at his phone. You know, that's actually a pet peeve of mine.
Oh my God, yeah.
No, even friends. Like, I'm not even talking relationships. It's not even a trigger. If I'm with someone and they're like, I literally look at them, I'm like, do you want to share with the room? Like, if you're going to sit with me and smile at your phone, either share the banter or get off your phone. Maybe it is a trigger, but smirking at your phone in front of your wife, you
They don't realise they're doing it, do they?
Although, do you know, I don't know how to say that. I think it's nice when you start dating someone or speaking to someone and you catch yourself smiling at your phone.
I love that.
Yeah, I like that too. Anyway, when we were watching telly, phone glued to his side, moody and distant. I snooped on his emails and found he'd ordered an STI kit.
Oh, good Lord.
I felt this wasn't enough to confront him. One evening, I managed to get onto his phone and didn't find anything apart from phone calls when he was supposedly out walking the dog to a woman who, after a bit of Googling, I found was a receptionist who was 10 years younger than me from his work.
Another one.
I messaged my best friend who sensibly told me to check his archived messages. And there it was.
No.
A 17-year-long relationship totally blown apart in 1 hour time period. Do you know what it is? That's really hit home when you go from like not knowing to knowing.
It is.
And it's like just everything just crumbles. Like it's...
Oh, that feeling. It's just made
it makes your chest go funny, like thinking like your life can change in a split second. Yeah. But I guess that's relationships. When you're with someone, you are putting your trust and essentially your love and everything into someone else's hands.
You're investing into them, 100%.
The worst of it was that he was careless with how he conducted his affair.
Aren't they always a bit careless?
I don't know whether they become careless because they don't care anymore if they get caught. Like, did you want to get caught? They don't. Some men, I don't think. Well,
I genuinely believe some people don't want to get caught, but
because they want to lead best of both worlds.
Or it is the fear of the unknown. Like, I genuinely think, trying to think consciously, that's correct. Yeah, I think some people think I can have both of these things without the other person finding out, and that maybe
thrive off of that
this
as well.
Will give me a bit of what I need, and then maybe I'll go back, and maybe things would have got better there. And
I think
they're not doing the work.
Yeah, I think there's two sides. I think some genuinely don't ever think they'll get caught, don't want to get caught, and they want to lead like the best of both worlds. And then I think others, they're such fucking pussies. No, that they don't have the fucking guts and balls, and they're not manly enough to approach the situation, let them know, so they end up getting sloppy on purpose to get caught, to then be told to like, you need to go. I'm telling you now, when they want to leave, they don't usually, a lot of the time I don't think they say it. I think they purposely become sloppy.
I also think a lot of people are just cowards.
Yeah. The worst of it was, so he was careless. Talking about the other woman. talking about that other woman with my oldest child, texting her in front of my daughter. So essentially, my then 12-year-old knew he was up to something before I did.
That's just cruel.
No. He's just thick as shit. That's not intentional. That's pure thick as shit. To add drama to the situation, the other woman was engaged to a woman at the time. I wasn't expecting that. Jesus.
We should just like...
I want to find it. I want to find that woman who was being cheated on. I want to hear her side of it. Was engaged to a woman at the time, so my husband had started a 6-month-long affair with a lesbian who was 10 years younger than me. All this...
You couldn't make that up. Sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but like if you were to write that down, you'd be like, how is this Milo?
My husband is having an affair with a lesbian. Cool. All this was 2 weeks before my 40th birthday party. I feel there's a lot of 40ths and COVIDs going on around, isn't there? Which, of course, I ended up cancelling. I cancelled my 30th party. I was spoken about that.
Right.
Yeah. Had to cancel my 30th party for reasons that I will not be able to share. I threw him out that night. Everyone told me he would come crawling back and ask for forgiveness, but he never, ever has. He is not with the other woman now, and we are divorced. He claims he couldn't risk hurting me anymore, but I know deep down he just doesn't love me anymore. I found the rejection really hard to handle, and it's really damaged my self-esteem. I got back on the dating bandwagon quickly, as I just needed to deaden the pain, which was probably the wrong thing to do, but it helped a little at a time. 9 months ago, after a lot of first dates, a situationship and some weirdos, I met the kindest man with so many green flags. He is reassuring, communicative, and the best thing that has ever happened to me. I've recognised I have real issues of anxiety in this relationship, constantly looking for signs that he's pulling away or his feelings changing, and a fear that he's going to reject me just like my ex did. Needing reassurance all the time. It's getting to the point where I can see I'm going to self-sabotage if I don't get a handle on it. Tell me how I can get control of this. I really want this relationship to work. The cherry on the top over the past few weeks has been the discovery that my ex-husband started dating one of my friends.
Shit friends.
What a cunt. Not a really close friend, but a mum from school who I confided in when going through the divorce.
Awful sorrow.
Yeah.
You forgot you know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
Like you're just...
Like we said, they don't go for better, they go for easier. Discovery of this felt like another betrayal and took me right back to those first few weeks post-affair discovery. I really understand that. New information can really set you back, but I'm not going to go into this too much before I finish the email. And I don't want this to be like a, well, you should have done this, but because you hadn't done the work, that's going to hit you much harder. But we can give advice when we finish the rest of the email. My ex thinks I'm totally unreasonable to be upset about this, but I don't want this in my face and I don't want to see her at the school gate. It feels like an invasion of my space and privacy. I can really understand that. I just want a quiet life where I can be happy, leave the hangover of the affair and a failed marriage behind. It sometimes feels never ending. I'm still having counselling 20 months on. I'm really happy that you're getting that counselling. It helps, but I need advice on blocking out what my ex-husband is doing and focusing on lowering my anxiety in my new relationship. Thank you for reading this far. So much of what you both say resonates and what I have been through. You've both kept me slightly more sane and kept the fight going. I will get there eventually. Can I just say, and I really, really don't want this to be offensive or anything, but this is a prime example of us explaining that when you jump into something very quickly and haven't done the work, history repeats itself. I don't necessarily mean history that he's going to cheat on you, because you've obviously, by the sounds of it, found a really good person, but you haven't done the work. So you are still that insecure, rejected, sad person. You need to do the work. And I'm not saying that you can't do it in your relationship. Your partner can help you heal things that you may not have been able to do on your own. You're in this situation now, so you just got to work with what you've got. I'm really glad that you're having therapy, but you still need to do the work.
But I do also feel like, so I resonate with a lot of what you're saying, but I feel like even having done some of the work, the anxieties you have about you thinking he might do the same to you, I think that does have to come from being in a relationship after you've been betrayed and been hurt. Like, and it's something I've absolutely struggled with. I've absolutely nearly gone into self-sabotage, and I feel like there's maybe been points over the last however many months we've been together now where like I could have completely pushed him away. But one thing, and I think it's good that you're recognizing you're doing those things. I think that's a really positive, but you need to do the work. I'm constantly doing the work in my new relationship where I'm not taking old traumas into it, or I'm trying to work through those traumas on my own without always having to get that reassurance. And don't get me wrong, there still are some days where I have to ask for the reassurance. But again, that's also the one thing I'm trying to do is doing that in a way that's non-accusatory, and it's saying, look, I'm really struggling today. I've tried to resolve this on my own, but I'm having a little trouble. Would you mind giving me a little bit of extra reassurance today? But like we've spoken about it before, there comes to a point where you have to take the ownership and the acceptance of doing that work. Like for me, I've really focus on all the green flags. Like I think about when I'm having those moments where I'm like, oh, like what if he like breaks your heart? Like what if the same thing happens? What if you put all this trust and then it's taken away? I think like things I do is before I like write the message or before I make the phone call, I sit there and I write all like the positive things even he's done that day or that week, and that show me actually he very much like loves me and cares about me. And then I'm like, this is all in your head. And I think when you recognize it is in your head and not everyone is the same. And you said like he's giving you all these green flags. He communicates his caring. I do find like being able to talk about my feelings, but it gets to a point like, I feel like we're very much at a point where my boyfriend's like, we've been together over a year. Like, I just want you to completely trust me. I'm not going to hurt you. And I think there comes a point where you just have to
let go.
You just
and
have
do
to
it.
trust.
I agree.
You have to give them the benefit of the doubt.
I think we spoke about it and you briefly mentioned it. It's really nice seeing that when you're with someone else and they can kind of like help you and reassure you and help you with those anxieties, but eventually you do need to take ownership and realize that like this is a me problem. He can't always be there to fix it and really do the inner work. I'm really glad that you're seeing a therapist, but if you're not finding that therapist helpful enough to really help you with those anxieties, and unfortunately the thing is you went into another relationship still heartbroken and by the sounds of it in love with your ex and feeling very rejected. You need to do that work. Like obviously the self-sabotaging and the worrying that your new boyfriend is going to do the same, that is obviously something that you really need to work on. But I'd really, really focus and concentrate on letting go of the rejection and the feelings and the disappointment of what your ex has done to you. It's writing those lists of everything that isn't good about him, the benefits of not being with him, stopping romanticizing what you had. Like it is very, very difficult to let go of someone when you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with them. But I think you really, really need to start journaling, doing more to help you let go of past wounds, because you haven't yet, which isn't going to help your relationship. You'll know you're in a good place when the other woman can trigger you, but it shouldn't like
and look,
kill you.
I can't relate about knowing the other woman. I think that must be hard.
Yeah.
You're at the school gates and saying,
right.
just rubbish.
But you've almost got to feel sorry for her.
Yeah, that's how
you've got to get to that point and think like, all the best. Good luck with my issue.
Like I'm at the point where I don't care about like who my ex is with. I don't care. Like the only things I care about are the things that impact my kids. Yes. In terms of his relationship with her, knock your socks off. Like it doesn't bother me at all.
I agree. But yeah, do the work. You've got to do the work.
You gotta do the work. Right. Hi Tash and Carly. Love listening to you both every Thursday. Why are you not listening on Monday? Actually, I'm released at this point. Hopefully you are now. It cheers me up so much. It's like my therapy Thursday. Like that. My boyfriend has an ex-wife, well, wife but separated and going through a divorce, and 2 children with her. I knew it was going to be tough when she found out he'd moved on, as I was the girl she always worried about, but it's worse than I imagined. Obviously, my partner and his ex speak due to the children, which I have no problem with, as it's strictly about the children. But recently, she has been sending him nasty messages about me, and she's been calling me a slag and a whore. She has been screenshotting my social media pictures and basically taking the piss out of them. She's been shouting in the streets that I am a whore. Oh my God. Recently, she added me on social media and I obviously declined. Now she has been getting her friends to add me on social media, and she has even used a fake account to contact me. She's been asking our mutual friends to see my social media. She then told my boyfriend that she knows where I live, etc. And due to us living locally, we have started seeing each other a few times, and she has started telling my boyfriend I'm stalking her and following her. Obviously I'm not, and it's just a coincidence, but she's making me out to be this horrible person. I would normally not care about what she thinks, but because they have 2 children together and I can see a future with my partner, I want to be part of their lives, and I can't have their mother bad-mouthing me to them. She constantly asks who he's with, who he's going away with, and I'm just getting sick of it. When she found out he was going away with me, I genuinely thought she was going to drive over to his house and cause a scene. I just need some advice because it's really getting me down and making me concerned that she will make my life hell with my boyfriend. I want a life with him and his children, and hopefully have our own as well, but she's making it impossible to think about this life. I have never spoken badly of her, and I said she will always be the kid's mother, so I will be amicable with her. But I've had a year of this and I'm getting fed up. Any advice?
Can I ask you one thing? There's something that you wrote at the beginning of the email that doesn't sit very well with me, got to be honest. When she put, I was the girl she always worried about. Why? Like, I'm not for a second condoning any of her behaviour, but I'm wondering if there was at all an overlap that you're unaware of, or like, why would she have been worried about
did you have like an over-friendly relationship when he was married?
Do you like
yeah,
there might... For me, it almost seems as though she knows
someone you worry about when you're married. Yeah,
it's like she knows something that you don't know. It's giving red flags of him. Like, I don't want to put anything in your head but I really want to understand why does she worry about you? Because if she worried about you, I understand that her behaviour sounds quite erratic and a bit psycho, but
what's made her psycho?
Yeah, what's made her psycho? I'd almost be intrigued to know what she thinks happened, how she thinks it happened. Was he dishonest with her?
Have you considered sitting down and talking to her?
I'm almost wanting you to kind of like confront her and be like, look, I'm really happy. I really want to be able to get on. I want to be able to be there for your kids as much as I'm able to. I'm never going to take your place, but I don't know. I feel like you may not know something.
Yeah, like Tash said,
it's weird.
It's weird, but her behaviour is extreme, especially like calling out in public that you're a whore.
But it makes me think that she knows something.
Yeah, you don't know what's happened. You only know one side of the story, your boyfriend's side, what he's told you. It does sound a bit strange. I would potentially reach out. Look, I'm someone, I absolutely hate conflict. I've not had a situation yet where I've met like my boyfriend's ex, or I've not met my ex's new partner. I want to have at some point an amicable relationship with
everyone.
And everyone. I'm not here, like, I think you got to remember, like, sometimes, like, you're not here to steal anyone. You're there because you love someone. And where there's kids involved, you've got to do the right thing by the kids, like,
which she's obviously doing.
Trying to do.
But I would maybe approach the situation and find out like what the reason for her behaviour is.
I don't know.
It's like there's an underlying reason.
I would also like speak to my boyfriend and be like, this seems really extreme. Like, is there something I don't quite know about? And give him a chance to say it to you. Like, be like, what's he doing in terms of she's doing all this stuff to you? Is he saying this is unacceptable? Is he sticking up for you? Like, for me, if I had someone doing that to me and my boyfriend wasn't being like
backing you.
Yeah, backing me and saying, you're right, it's unacceptable. I'm going to speak to her because this has to stop. I would be concerned at how much he cares about me, because that's not okay as well. That's not what it's been going on for a year as well. That's a very long period of time. Like, there's only so much someone can take. But if I felt like my boyfriend wasn't stepping up and being like, no, something needs to get sorted, we either all need to sit down together and have a grown-up discussion or whatever it is, I would be quite concerned that he's okay to just let me take it for another year, another 2 years. Like,
I agree. Guys, while Carly is going through our confessions to find one for the week, I wanted to ask you, because I think we spoke about it on Patreon, we want you to be sending us screenshots of your own dating profiles so we can look at them and maybe give you like advice or what we think is good, what we don't think is good. And also please send us screenshots of guys or girls that you are potentially wanting to date. We want to see them, we want to rate them, we want to let you know if we think that they're a green flag, a red flag, like what's nice, what's not nice. We want to see some dating app stuff. So yeah, send it in.
Okay, guys, confession of the week. I left my husband in 2022 and now have fallen in love with a girl. It's what I've been missing my whole life. So, guys, if you're stressing over not meeting the right man, maybe you're looking at the wrong sex, wrong gender.
Interesting.
Let's do a little affirmation.
Affirmation of the week.
Okay, here's one. I am so lucky and everything works out for me. I think we need to treat everything we're going through as lessons that we're lucky to have this new knowledge and life lessons and wake up calls, because everything works out for you.
Everything works out for me. Love that, guys. Thank you so much for joining. And guys, like we said, we are so sorry. This is actually going to be our last episode now for the summer, and we will be back in September. But if you need that fix, head over to our Instagram account, click on the link in our bio and go and sign up to Patreon.
Even if it's just for the month, it's £4 for the month.
So worth it. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you after the summer.
Bye.